Good afternoon. This is Angela with Dogwood Paper Arts, and we are back to work on our favorite recipes journal. Here is the last page that I got all sewn around and applied the cover and the inside pockets and our little pocket back here. So I thought maybe you would like to see how I put that together. So we're going to put the last signature together. We are all together. Okay, it's really quite simple. Decide which side you want to be your front and which one you want to be your back. Doesn't matter, this is flippable any old way. And you can see that I have stitched all the way around. And then I stitched down both sides of my signature. I stitched on the outside. And this fabric really drives your eyes crazy when it's going through the machine, and the squares and mesh is just going everywhere. So what I did was I just closed it up and I inked across here. It's going to be sewn in anyway. You're not going to see it if you don't like it. But what it did was it provided me a line to follow with my foot on my sewing machine. Okay? So now I'm going to close it like this. And I am going to use Fabri-Tac to apply this. The one thing I like about the Fabri-Tac is that it's going to seal all of my stitching. And I'm not going to make a pocket on the front here. I just want to apply the piece. So it is going to glue down nicely all of your threads, all of your stitching. And this tip gets caught up in the stitching quite well. Okay. The one thing I did have to do, and I want to be sure I tell you, is that I did have to take my pinking shears and trim down the edges before I sewed. I was going to trim them afterwards, but that would not have worked. Just want to get that extra glue off of there so it doesn't cause a shiny spot on my fabric. Okay, so there is that one. That looks okay. I think that's a little bit better. I moved it just slightly. Okay, let's go to the inside and apply our pockets. They're going to go here. Now this time I will leave this part open. And I'm going to apply my glue in nice little fat lines here to take up that sewing. And just to seal my sewing up. But I won't be stitching along I won't be gluing along the top there. We want to leave the top open for inserting our recipe cards in. So I'm going to try to kind of line this up here and this along here. I can't get too close to the bottom. I mean, you can only go so far, right? And that makes it look like it was sewn in, even though it's not been sewn in. Now this one I stitched down too far. Don't know what happened, but I did. So I'm going to make that part, I guess, at the top. No, I think I'll move it to the bottom. It actually evens it up a little bit. And I'll put the other one at the top. So how is everybody today? I hope all is well. I hope everybody's staying COVID-free. And if you do have it, I really hope you're doing okay and that you're heading for a quick recovery. I know it can be tough. I've had a couple of family members that have come down with it. And so I can sure understand that you might not be feeling so hot. Or temperature hot, yes. You might be feeling a little warm that way. Okay. Now let's go to the back. And we're going to apply this one, but I forgot to ink it. I got some of it inked, just not all of it. I'm going to roll this over and just ink along there. Better ink this side too. And I see I have a little piece there. I know this is my sewing scissors. I can't even hardly use them for it. So I'll just set them aside there and I won't use them. Okay, now I need to do this little piece. So let's find something we can put in that hole there so we can ink it up. Go. That will work. Okay. Now let's apply this bucket. And I'm just gluing it down. I'm using the Fabri-Tac because I'm attaching it to fabric, so make sure you're gluing it on the correct direction so it's not upside down. And I'm just eyeballing where I want it to go and hoping I have it correct. Okay, I want to grab my okay, that's going to hold front and back nicely for right now. Right here. There we go. Get that little piece of glue off of there. We don't want that. Okay, let's just let that set and dry. Okay, so that brings us to our front cover. Have I done anything for it yet? Not a thing. I've been waiting for you to talk about it with. So what I have here is some watercolor paper. And I think that this is what we're going to use. I have 2 sheets. It's not super thick, but it's thick enough. I think what I want, I've never tried this before, but I figured it would give me like the weight that a manila envelope would give me. So I'm kind of wanting to use it like that. But the reason I picked it is because it's long. This way. Oh, let me turn on some lights. I forgot. So sorry. Let me maneuver some things around here a little bit. And my second light. Ta-da! Of course, now we'll get shadows. I have 2 sheets here. It's nice and long. It's 18 inches by 12 by 18. My reason for wanting to use this nice long paper to make my cover is because I want it to fold over this way, and then I want to have this little bit that I can fold over this side to better secure our recipes inside. But we do have 3 signatures we're going to be putting in here. So I'm not going to cut the length quite yet, this length this way. But I do think we can cut it the other direction. I wonder if I should glue them together first. I don't really want to cut the paper separately. I'm going to glue them with glue stick because I'm going to sew fabric on the front and back, just like I did with the with the signature covers. This glue is almost out, so I'm kind of looking around for my glue sticks. Where could they be? I hope I'm not out. If I am, well, we're just gonna have to go to glue. Okay, let me look. Let me see here. Oh, I'm out there. Oh, here we go. Excuse my reach in front of you there. I found it. It was up in a little plate I have up there. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these together. I realize that that's going to give me some paper waste, but I'm going to have the paper waste anyway, so I might as well have 2 pieces of paper waste that are glued together that are a little bit thicker and can be used, I don't know, maybe for a little book or something. I want to get any fabric lumps out of it and glue lumps. Okay. Now, I've got fabric stuck to my fingers. Sorry about that. I know it looks terrible, but it is what it is right now. Okay. I'm hoping that by putting 2 of these together, like I said, I'll get like the thickness of the manila envelopes. Okay, that piece of glue has got to go off my thumb so I can get rid of that thread that's on my thumb. Okay, that gives us a start. Yay! So our signature is eight and 3/8 inches tall. 8 3/8. And the width is 5 3/4, give or take a little. 8 3/8 this way is what I said. Yeah, 8 3/8 to 8 7/16. It's a 1/16 more. Let's see. So we need to go 1/4. Fourth at the top and 1/4 at the bottom, 9 inches tall, or 8 15/16 would give us 1/4 of an inch. So 9 inches would do us, because I like to leave about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. So 9 inches. 9 inches. We want 9 inches this way. Just going to put a little line there. And then going to come over just a little ways. Line. And 9. Okay. This is probably going to wrinkle a little bit just due to the moisture of the glue. So let me grab my long ruler and my sharp knife. You need a long ruler and a sharp knife to cut your paper less than twice. Okay, now if I measured correctly, we should hit all 3 of those lines. And I think I did. I think I did. I think I did. All right. So now we have a neat little thing that we can make a book out of. Cool. I like it. Okay. Let me put the long ruler down here. So I said that we had what? I can't remember what I said. 5 and... okay. So it looks like 5 and 5/8. So if we went 6 inches, that's going to give us enough space. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7/8 would give us the 4th. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 and 7/8 would give us that space. So if we went 5 and oops. I'm going to be marking on this paper. Can you see me up there? Okay. 5 and 7/8. And up here. 5 and 7/8. We're not going to see all these lines once we're done. This is just how I kind of get to where I need to go to get a cover to fit a bunch of signatures. Okay. So we know that there is one signature, and we know we're going to have 2 more along with a bunch of papers. Where are the signatures? Now these signatures don't have all of the doodads in them yet. Oh, this one is actually missing pages. So we do have to do that. 1, 2. This one is so different from the others. I think that I will save it for a different book. I'm going to slip it back in that hole. That piece I think I've cut off. No. Okay. So 1, oh, I see. I put the coffee dyed papers in. That's what I did. And I have not done that here. So let's look for the papers that we want to use. I'm going to slip this one back in here. I'm going to close my knife. And I believe that I put these every other signature, every other paper. So we have one. Let me just double check. Let's look. Yes, that is what I did. Every other one. Okay. So we'll need one here. Now I want these to be all kind of different ones. Don't want them to all be the same. Let me take the ephemera out of it. And I need one of these. Yes. This. And this one. Okay, let's see. How many do we need? Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Perfect. Okay. Let me just put some of this ephemera inside of here. Right here. It's just going to fluff it up for us. And I don't know if I had some more ephemera in here that needed to go in. I think I still have to make some of these. That's why they're not in there. Yeah, okay. Well, we know that there's going to have to be some more in there. And I can see that some of it's going to have to get trimmed down. Okay, so there's one. And it goes in here. See, it has to get trimmed down. I haven't done that yet to all of them. This is the one I've been mainly working on, is this one. So we have that. Now, where's that other one? I bet it's dry now. Whoops, we don't need that. So let's go ahead and make up our last signature. Oh, there's some of the papers that I did. We know that one of these has got to come over here. Okay, so we have a cow. I love cows. They're so cow-like. Figure that. So 1, 2. Oh, look at that chicken. Three. 4. 5. 6. 6. 7. I guess that's okay that way. 8. Oh, I like this. 9. There's 10. Now 11. Let's see what's in here. Ooh, a nice big cow. Let's see, that one I want to put over there. Oh, I like this for a center. See, I still have to cut these down this way too. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we know that has to go there. And, oh goodness. Did I leave it all in here? No. Oh, it's all up here. And we know this is not all of it, but this is just going to give us an idea of how fat our journal is going to get. And we'll stick just a few more pieces in there because I know that it needs a few more. Even though I know that it's too wide and too tall, this will just give us an idea of what we need to do for the outer signature, for the outer cover. Oh, look at that, you guys. It is going to be fabulous. This one seems to be a little bit shorter than the other two, but we'll even it up in the, or we'll cut these down. It's this one, it's too tall. Or that one is too small. I don't know, we'll even it out when we get to making our journal. So we know that it's at least this wide. So let's, I'm going to turn it this way. It's upside down to you right now, but I need to see how wide it is. It is at 2.5 inches. It's less than 2.5. It's like 2 3/8. Well, about 2 1/4 to the spine. So if we go 2.5, 2 3/4 inch spine. Let's try a 2 3/4 and see what it looks like. This is the long way around, I'm sure. I'm sure that some of you do it a lot easier way. I don't know. I'm sure we all have a method that we get kind of where we want to go. 2 3/4. And then what was this? 5 7/8. 5 7/8. 2 and was it 3/4? Yes. So we know this one needs to be 5 7/8. 5 7/8. right there. 5 7/8. Five and 7/8. So that's going to leave us this much fold over, and that will be okay, because that's going to leave us yeah. Yep. That's going to work. That will work fine. We actually probably aren't going to need to trim any of this off, because we do want it to fold over this. Cool. Very cool. So I think we'll leave this for right now. Let me shove these in. Okay. I don't want it to be too much extra here. But I guess we could come back a little bit. That's still going to be okay. It would still come up that way, and I think that would be too tight. So I think we're good to go the other way and let there be a little bit of space, because we don't have all the ephemera in yet. So we're going to cover this whole piece. Okay, so I'm going to write on here 5 7/8, 2 3/4, and 5 7/8, and then we have the extra. Okay. That just lets me know that this is extra that I have not measured. Okay? Don't need to measure it, I just know it's extra. Okay. So, let's pick up these other papers that we'll make another book out of in a quick go around. And so we want to cover this. We want to cover it with fabric. And I would kind of like to do the same inside and outside. I don't know if I have enough for the outside. If I'm careful, I might. But I think what I'll do is glue it down first, and then I will trim it off. Because I used up quite a bit over there. Yeah, and I've been using it to trim here and trim there. But I think I want to do it the same way with a pinked edge. So I wonder if I should darken this edge up a little bit before I ink. I mean, before I cut and sew. That way, at least it's already, you know, we've taken away the white part. Well, that white core there. And look what we've done to our fabric already. Not going to really see this part. It's just that when we pink the edges down, the white would really super show up, because it is such a brighter white than what our album has in it, because we've been inking our edges and of everything. Oh boy, these sure do fall apart, you guys. These. You know, when I was first buying them, I thought they lasted forever. But maybe I'm just, like I've said before, maybe I'm too rough on them. I'm too rough on my inkers, on my daubers. Now I could fold that over and make it a really neat edge and just save the, if we did that, we wouldn't have to do this part. But I kind of like that pinked edge. Maybe that would be too shabby for the journal. Get that off of the table. And off of me. Okay. We only have about 16 minutes left. So let's get cooking here. See if we can make it work. Okay, so I think we'll glue it down right about there. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. And because I'm probably going to measure this out and put these lines back in. Now this piece here, remember, it's still has to be able to cover that front part. So it is going to be, you know, just a little bit left here. But I think I will probably, because I'll sew it here and here, and I'll probably sew it here, just to give it that bend. I mean, we probably don't have much past 2 3/4 here. We have 2 3/4 and then about an inch, or 3/4 of an inch. So I don't want to put a real secondary spine edge over there. So I think maybe we better just stick with the roll and see how that does. Okay. So I think we'll go ahead and use the Fabri-Tac. No, the Fabri-Tac. I think we better use Fabri-Tac, even though I'm going to go around the edges. With machine sewing. Hopefully that won't, I'm hoping that won't bleed through. Yeah, I can see it has too much, too many places in it that it's open. Yeah, don't like the way that went down, that's for sure. I just don't want it to air bubble up. That's what I don't want. That's a whole bunch of towels. Not just one towel. I have a whole bunch of them there. Bunches and bunches. Okay. Now let's do this side. I don't want to pull on it too much because I don't want it to overstretch or look wonky. And I don't want to press it too hard because I don't want it to cause staining around the edges. So I'm quietly convincing myself over here that to keep this secure, I'm probably going to have to fold it over. Although I didn't leave enough there to do that. But I think it would definitely look neater if I did do that. Might have a little problem with that corner. It might cover. I don't know, but I really love that pink edge, don't you? I really do. I think I'll pink it, you guys. Why change course now? Let me get my pinking shears. They're over here by the other machine. So here goes. If it doesn't work, we can always go back to the quilt shop and get some more fabric. Cutting fabric with pinking shears is about the hardest thing I think I've ever had to do. They have never ever felt good in my hands. And I don't know why they don't come padded. Maybe I just bought the wrong kind. Kind of like trying to fussy cut around a bunch of teeny tiny leaves. Okay, get rid of the extra then. Then we can come back and look at it. And right here, okay. Let's get rid of that so it's out of our way. You always got to get your hand positioned just right, over or under or around or the object so that you can get the scissors to cut correctly. But my hands, they get really tired with these. I don't know. Seems kind of weird. Okay, let's see. Will this one fit? Ooh, let's find out. Probably not, but it'd be nice if it did. I need to cut a little bit off. Oh man, look at that. Looks like Oh, I have just a little bit of it right on the edge. Look at that. Well, I don't want that, so we'll save that for another project. And this will go on like this. Okay. So, glue. Get some of this stuff out of the way. I'm probably going to need those. Alrighty then, here we go. I think we'll do it just a little slightly different. It's weird, this glue looks yellow up here. So basically this is going to give us a curved spine, not a predominantly straight spine. I think that's what it's going to do. I am just swishing this down because I don't want it to go through the fabric and cause staining. The biggest thing I want to do here is just to get it glued down so that after it's good and dry I can cut it down or sew it. Oops. Better pull that up, Ange. That's not right. That is not the spot. Because this is not straight. It needs to hang over a little bit. Just to be safe. And that is crooked. By the time I get done here with this part, because I don't want it to be crooked, I should have cut that little edge off. The glue added a lot of texture there. More than I wanted. It's because I let it dry too long. See? Oh, goodness. I should have, I always say this after I get this far. I should have put on stitch witchery, or whatever you call that stuff. I used to call it stitch witchery. I don't know what you call it now, but that stuff you iron on. Oh, there's the timer. Well, that's better just putting it down and then going over it with your hand without pressing too hard. That way you're not bringing the glue right up to the surface of the top of the fabric. So that was an hour, and I do want to finish this part with you.
Some of that's just too flat, too fat, too thick is what I mean. Kind of makes you want to iron that down and remelt that glue and see if that smooths it all out. Okay, well, we're almost there anyway. Whoops, didn't really want to do that. So I'm not pressing super hard. I'm just trying to get the glue to spread without pushing through the fabric. If it pushes through, it's going to cause some pretty serious looking marks. So let's put this in here. Okay, so what I need to do now is, you can see I have some marks there, like here. So, I don't know. Got it really sticky out here. Sorry, scissors, I know you don't like that stuff. What I want to do is get this drying in where I want my spine to be. And then we can always come back and trim it up better. Going to cut that little piece off right there. Tomorrow we'll decide what kind of tie we want to put on it, or closure. It's probably going to end up with a tie around it just because of it being a rollover front like that. This does not have to be perfect this evening. It can get cut more perfect tomorrow. See, we'll be able to cut it down better tomorrow. The fabric will be a little bit stiffer, and it'll play a little more friendly with this. Right now it's got glue in it. The glue wants to dry. The fabric wants to absorb it. Okay, so this is the outside. This is the inside, so we want to form it this way. So let's figure out where that 5 3/4 is.
that's where we're going to stick some doodads. Okay. 5 3/4. Right there. Right there. And then 5 3/4 is right there. Right about there. And then 2 3/4. Oh, 5 7/8. Sorry. That'd be better if it was 5 3/4. That's for sure. 5 and... Okay, get your pencil. 5 7/8. Right there. And then 5 7/8. Just has to go over a tiny little mark. Okay. Now, let's get this towel. And we will roll it like this. And we are going to form this and this basically like this. So right about there. And right about there. It's not quite enough in there. You need it to flatten out just a little bit more. Okay, that will start forming it for us, and that's what we kind of want it to do, is to start forming a bendy place for the spine. I don't really want it to collapse here. I want it to yeah, that's going to collapse it that way. Oops. That wants to get caught up in that fabric. I think what we'll do is run this through. There we go. I think that'll do it. There. Voila. We will hold it like that for tonight.
And we'll see what we have tomorrow. If this is coming up, we'll have to figure out how we're going to reattach it. It feels like it's, I didn't get enough glue on it. I should have stuck with this and then got it down nice and then Fabri-tacked around it. That would have stuck the whole thing down. Okay, well, thanks for joining me for tonight, and hey, we're getting there. We're almost done. Woohoo! Don't they look nice? This is one of our over the page bookmarks. Cool. Can even bookmark the front if we wanted to. So there we go. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow, and we will sew in some signatures. And then we got to put all the embellishments in. Woohoo! It's going to be so nice. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.